What's going on, guys?
Yeah, we're in this. I think my phone died at the end, so sorry.
His phone died, so I don't know where we ended up at. A
Yeah,
little bit
man.
of technical difficulties.
Apparently, we don't know where we started either because he doesn't know how to press record.
Man,
But anyways, yeah.
we're looking for an engineer.
That knows how to press start and stop.
But yeah, it was a great podcast today, guys. We went a little bit of into the whole law enforcement, how to get in, how to reach out to the community, the struggles, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We went a little bit into the politics about what's going on now with the ICE and how people are behaving on that. We also we went to your background or your family, how your career affects the when you go home, how you handle your situation, how things got kind of very emotional. What else did we talk about?
Yeah, it was a good podcast.
A bit of everything, yeah.
Yeah, felt good. A lot of topics we discussed. Pleasure having you. Again, I don't know if I caught it, but you're doing great in what you're doing. I'm proud of both of you guys. Without people like you, this is not going to be possible. And I see we'll get together again. We'll have a couple more. Have you back on here if you want to be back on here. I know there's a lot of stuff we didn't discuss that we could talk about. We could be here for days, like I told you.
Yeah, absolutely. I love being on here. First one, so hopefully first of many.
We'll have balloons for you next time. We'll have balloons.
Thank you. Hopefully do it on a day where I didn't come off of a double so I can have a little more energy.
Well, I don't know what that's going to be, but we'll try to figure it out. But appreciate you guys taking the time to take a look at our podcast. Please like and subscribe. My dog's going to kill me, dude. But yeah, please.
Watch at your own. It's just viewer discretion is advised. So there's
These are all our opinions.
a few words in there, so
Take it as you want to take it. But please leave your comments, reach out to us. Anybody wants to be on the next podcast, we're setting up appointments. We'll get you on there, have some fun, some open discussions. Be real and help empowering each other together, helping our community out, and helping us men, be great men for our families and our community. So thank you guys.
Shoulders back.
Shoulder back, head up.
Head up.
I'm looking for a good podcast producer. The one I have right now is about to get fired. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we'll put this on the bloopers. Yeah, we're.
So we were live for about 5 minutes without being recorded. So 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1, and go. We're live.
We're live. What's up, fellas? How's everybody doing?
Good again.
Good.
For the second time.
For the second time.
Yeah,
Great.
that's my fault. Yeah.
No worries. Hey, we're still learning.
We have new equipment. We're learning. So
new equipment. Julio's getting something new every day. Hey, I got this. Let's try this. All right, let's do it.
If it comes out wrong, I'm blaming you two.
It's gonna come out wrong.
It's not me.
Well, you guys know us. Carlos, he introduced him earlier, but I let you do it one more time so he's a little closer to you.
Practice run the first time.
Practice round. So yeah, super excited. Our third episode. Today's a special day. We got a guest speaker today. My compa, my good friend Jesus. I've known this guy for about 20 years. Like I was saying before, we found out we weren't recording. The way I look up to you two, you guys motivate me to do a lot in my life and push myself going forward. Before we got real close, Julio, Jesus was that guy and still is. We worked together for a while and we were always pushing each other and trying to further our careers when we worked together and stuff like that. We played sports together. We'd be out there very competitive, but it was a healthy competition and it was something that I always looked forward to, and we just clicked like that. So that's why I love this guy. When we did the last podcast, he was blowing me up, super excited. He's like, man, put me on. I'm going to roast you. I have a lot to say. I want to be on there.
Be careful what you wish for, man.
I was like, say less. So he's in the hot seat. But before we get started, how you guys doing? How's everything going? How's your week?
Good. Long week so far, but
yeah,
doing good.
You're Your shift is crazy, man.
Yeah.
But did you notice the change in him though already?
What was that?
It went from him like all of a sudden like, oh yeah, he's ready to go, to now it's like, oh, I'm super respectful. I look up to this guy and all this stuff.
I gotta give you your props, bro. I gotta give you your roses before we start harassing each other.
Hold on.
I can't roast you. I don't know you guys what he does, but yeah.
Oh, you guys
but
are
I know,
good.
yeah. He told me, he told me about a little bit about your history, where you come from, and then the first time, I think the second time I met you was our first EMT meeting. You showed up a little bit earlier, helped set up the tables. I know you had to work that night shift, but you did got out the night shift, so just small things like that matter a lot. We're busting our ass, and you come out tired, helping us, still come to the first EMT meeting. So
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, from day one, Jesus has been all aboard. Just like when I talked to you and I brought up this idea, he said he didn't even hesitate. He's like, I'm in. Whatever you need, whatever you any help you need, I'm there. And I know he has, just like all of us, he has his schedule's even crazier that he's doing. To start off, he's in law enforcement. His shift is absolutely crazy. So
I didn't have a shift. Man. It's just whenever I go to work, I go to work.
Yeah, so but he's been there. I know a lot of people that we brought this idea to and want them involved have always wanted to be involved, and they're like, oh, I'm there, anything you need. It's rare that they show up as much as like he has and stuff like that. So it's very much appreciated, and we love that.
Yeah, I mean, before we get started, just simple question: how does it feel to be in front of a couple cameras? First podcast.
Oh, it's different. Never thought I'd do a podcast before.
Right?
It never crossed my mind. But like I said, I try to be involved with this guy's life. I mean, he said we're close friends. To me, he's more family to me.
Absolutely.
Well, he's your compa.
Yeah, technically he is family to me. But he's always been a brother to me, dude. He's like always been that close. We just, like he said, we just click. So whatever he needs, try to be there as much as I can. Yes, my schedule's hectic, but I try. Him too. Drop of a dime, I can count on him. He's there.
Yeah,
if I call him.
before we move on, the topic of compadres. You guys are compadres. I have my compadres. It means a lot about compadre. What made you pick, Carlos as a compadre?
That's a great question.
Because I have my reasons why I pick mine compadres and stuff, and everybody does. But since he's here, I'm pretty sure you guys never really talked about it. Hot tea time.
We've talked about it.
Funny enough, I get asked that question all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why him?
Because what's funny, why I laugh so hard is because how me and you are total opposites, but we're fucking our yin and our yang. It's the same thing. We're total opposites, but we connect so well.
For the longest time, when we worked at Bank of America together, people didn't even believe that we were friends. They never knew that we were friends. And it's like, dude, that's like one of my closest friends. Like, he goes, but you guys are so different. I'm like, well, yeah, but like you said, we just click. He goes, he's that guy, and I'm a little quieter than he is, but I mean, it's just, at the end of the day, we just click.
That's good.
So,
Shit's funny, dude.
To answer your question, the why him, I saw in him what a lot of people don't see in him. I see the good guy, the committed guy, the family man, the one that I can count on, and I know that if any given time, if something should happen to me, my kid's taken care of by this guy.
And that's what you want.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's perfect.
One thing I grew up when I had you guys know I keep my close friends close, and I have a small group of close friends. But one thing we always just say to each other was, if I get a phone call from you and you need my help, we don't even ask why. All right, I'll be there.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that people that do know me is, I take care of those that I love and care about and that support me. Those that have my back, I'll go to battle and I'll die for them. And I get that phone call. It's not even a question of what happened. Nah, all right, you need me? All right, cool. Whatever I'm doing, I'll be right there.
Yeah. There's a reason why they reached out to you, right?
Yeah.
If they wouldn't, that's the reason why they know you. Just drop whatever you're doing.
Absolutely.
And get going. I'm the same way. My compadres, my close friends. Like so, we all have friends that we lost in the past. That's another topic. But close friends, grown-up friends, not just your. Well, you still have some of the old ones. Very minimal.
Very minimal.
Very rare. But yeah, you have your small circle that anytime, call me, I'll be there. And I'm the same way.
I think friends, that word just gets thrown out a lot, and I use it too. But to me, there's a difference between friends and true friends. And to me, this guy's a true friend. Whoever he brings on, he introduces me, he talks a lot about you. So I hope one day you'll be a true friend too.
We're all gonna start crying right now, bro. A little makeup session.
Turn off the cameras real quick.
Let me get my chapstick on real quick.
Dim the lights, but Marvin Gaye. But No, that's
Cool,
all.
yeah,
Dude, I
awesome.
see the same in you guys, and like I said, I keep my friends, my circle small. You know, I know a lot of people. You know, people say I'm a people person. I don't think I am, but you know, the people that I bring around my family, bring to my home, or bring just spend my time with, is very small, and I keep those people close, and it means a lot to me. You know, I have a lot of flaws, but I know one thing is I'm a great friend. I try my best to be, and you know, there's no question about that. You know what I mean? And that's why I saw in you guys. You know, that's why you guys are around, and that's why, you know, I love being around you guys and stuff like that. So although we're different, you know, we are the same in a lot of aspects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man. So just I guess, you know, Carlo knows a lot about you. I don't. You know, just let's just start from the beginning. You know, just tell me a little bit about you. You know, a little bit. You know, your family. You know, just a little bit structure you that way before we get started about, you know, all the other topics.
Well, I grew up in East LA.
East Los, that makes you that drive.
I was South Central LA, so I'm in west of you.
Wait,
Sure.
Yeah. You know, small little neighborhood, as big as it was, a small little neighborhood. Everybody knew everybody. Not the best part of town, but I mean, you know, you make it work. At the time, you didn't think it was that bad, but then when you leave it, and it's like, oh, that's where I grew
It
up.
builds character, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
My siblings, you know, I live with my parents, both my parents, siblings, my sisters, my brother. You know, I'm the youngest of four. There's a big age gap between my brothers too. It's like 13, 12, and 7. So
Wow.
usually I was, even though I wasn't an only child, it kind of felt like it at times because
Yeah.
there's such a big age gap. Like my older sisters don't want to hang out with their little 7-year-old brother. You know, they're teenagers themselves. It's like
Yeah.
that. So I kind of grew up by myself and whatever friends were in the neighborhood. But yeah, you know, from there, you know, went to college. My dad super proud of me for that. You know, and that was one thing. Like you know, you guys touched on fatherhood. That was my biggest role model, my dad. Like,
Yeah.
and I did.
That was a amazing man.
Yeah, Carlos had the privilege of knowing him. He loved Carlos. He would always ask.
Again, I don't know why, but
He loved him because
that
he was the
man,
one that he's like,
Yeah.
like I said, he saw the true Carlos, and he saw that he's a good guy. He's a bit of an asshole, but he's a good guy.
That's good, man.
But-
You see, and then college as well, right?
Yeah,
That's good, 'cause
everything
I
I
didn't go to
did
college, so-
was to impress my dad.
Yeah.
Like, you know, mijo, are you gonna go to school? Yeah, here you go. Dad, what's this? $5,000 in an envelope. What do I need this for? To pay for your school. I'm like, nah, Dad. You took care of me 18 years. I got it the rest of the way. You know.
Yeah.
You know, fast forward. You know, went job to job. Got into law enforcement. Law enforcement was always a thing for me. It wasn't the number one option, but it was always a thing for me. I went to school for electrical engineering. You know, a lot of people don't know
Did
that.
you? I didn't know that.
A lot of people didn't know that.
That was Sparky. Yeah, making
wow.
money.
So
That's great.
But at the end of the day,
How can you let me set up all these microphones? And you
Right?
watch,
He saw struggling.
you watch me struggling with the SD card and put in.
I didn't graduate. I didn't
Yeah,
get my
what's going
degree in
on?
electrical.
He's like, it was just an idea.
He's just looking at me like, all right.
He's doing it wrong. But
Yeah, why
that's,
don't you
that's
tell me
the
to
way
hit
you learn.
record? Anyways, let's
I
go.
know, that's engineering 101 right there.
That's funny.
But no, at the end of the day, you know, it was always one of those things where I just, as cliche as it sounds, I wasn't happy doing an office job. I wanted to make a difference.
You hated it.
Yeah, I did hate it.
Yeah,
I did.
yeah.
The mundane day-to-day things, it was just like, oh, come on, I can't be doing this all. I can't be staring at a computer.
That's
all
the worst
day
part of
long.
my day, man. So I'm still there. Just we work together at Bank of America, Merrill Lynch now, but he left and left me on my own, and I'm still there. And it's the worst part of my day or my night when I have to, you know, clock in. I'm like, oh my god, but yeah,
How many
you hated
years?
it.
How many years were you in Back in America before you kind of? Well, actually, when I guess it was the whole office thing that kind of pushed you away from that.
It was just like I said, just going in, clocking. I mean, don't get me wrong, the hours compared to what I do now, the hours back then were amazing. But yeah, it was just a day to day. Like, okay, we finished our goals for the month. Guess what? Now we're at the start of the next month. Brand new goals. Let's do the same thing over and over again.
Tell them about the building we worked in. The building we worked in literally had no windows.
That was
a big box.
I didn't even realize it at first until I was talking to a customer, and he's like, "Where are you guys located?" "Oh, I'm right here in Pasadena." I was like, "Oh, you're the building with no windows." I'm like,
Literally no windows.
"You're right." He
We
goes,
would
"Oh,
pull shifts all day. You go when it's dark. The end of the world could be happening. You wouldn't even know, and
Yep.
then you leave and it was dark. Like missed a whole day
Wow.
of your life.
That's rough.
That was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically in jail.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like I said, I mean, I got tired of it. And I said, you know what? Like I said, it sounds cliche, and that's the answer that everyone wants to give, but it really was true for me. Like it was, I did want to make a difference. You know, I see the way I grew up. Not that it was bad, but you know, I saw what was around me. I'm like, what better way to make a difference for your family than to actually take the evil that's out there away?
Yeah.
So that was my thing. That was
Yeah,
my
I mean,
biggest thing.
just talking about family. One thing that that a lot of people think about, when it comes to family, stuff like that, it's the dangers of it, right? So you thinking, I mean, this is just me, thinking, because I think about this all the time. It's like, yeah, you want to make a difference, but yet again, you're going on into danger, right? So your family means everything to you, but then you might not come home. Does that ever?
Real quick.
That's
Well,
absolutely
because
true.
that's what I think about, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I want to make a difference to other people's family. I want them to be safe, but yet alone,
Your family would be affected if something
then,
happened to you.
Yep. That's why I emphasize big, like when we get the new hires that come in, first thing I tell them, first and foremost, our main goal, go home the way you came in. You came in with the family, you came in healthy, you're leaving healthy, and you're leaving with the family. That is the main goal at all times. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it is one of those things where, yeah, it does cross your mind. I mean, we see some of the worst things that,
I can only imagine.
I mean, even my son, I have a 12-year-old son, 20-year-old daughter. You know, my son at first wanted to be in law enforcement. You know, and I was like, I don't know. Like, you look up to me, I get it, but at the same time, let dad see all that. You don't need to see all that. You don't need to put yourself through all that. So yeah, it's one of those things where, yeah, you're right. I mean, there's day to day. I come home, I go to work, and it's like, hey, I know what time I'm clocking in. I don't know what time I'm clocking out, or even if I'm clocking out that day. So. It's definitely a risk. It's definitely, but it's one of those things where it's like you have to have the passion for it. You have if you don't have the passion for it, just don't do it, because at the end of the day, you're not going to come home.
That's a good topic we could get back to. Before we get there, let's talk about because I know your struggle and how long you worked to get to where you're at from the beginning of when you started. I know you applied for certain departments. We won't talk about them. And I know the journey you took. I had a little taste of it later on because for some reason
I did too.
I wanted to be a cop. We'll talk about the passion
And
part.
a funny story, because I did too. I went all the way to the second interview, and then that's what I'm saying. So I went through the steps as well. So, but we'll talk about it after you.
Yeah, so for those that are listening, maybe they wanted to get into that career, and as a man, what you saw, what you had to go through, especially the changes that are going on. We are a men's group, so we want to get the perspective of, going through these challenges with your family, with you just as being a man, and what you saw and your path and going to it. Because I think it's a good story. You've been through a lot, and you stuck with it. You stuck through your journey way more than I know a lot of people would have, where we would have been like, man, it's been years. Like, I'm going to just do something else. You know what I mean? So talk about a little bit about that.
Yeah, when I started the whole path, I applied specific agency, got through all the way through backgrounds, and talking about background, this was back in the day when they still had the little tape recorder, and they tape it, and all right, ready to go, and they start asking you all kinds of questions, interviewing you. And in my head, they're like asking me questions like, simple things like, have you ever been drunk in public? In my head, I'm like, well, yeah, who hasn't? Like, at the time I was like, what, 24 or something like that. So I'm like, one time in my life, that's not a bad thing in my head. But little did I know that I'd be labeled as a drunk after that. Disqualified because of that.
Wow.
Just for that one reason?
Just for that one reason. And in my head, I'm thinking, well, how bad can it be? One time, and I've been, since I've been
who hasn't
21.
been drunk in public?
Right, I'm sure even that guy was drunk at one time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe even drunk in the
Maybe
interview.
still
I don't
drunk,
know. But yeah, so that they disqualified me. I'm like, all right, well, it is what it is. When can I reapply? 5 years from now. I'm like, what?
Wow.
5 years? I'm like, I don't
That
even know.
long? Wow.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know
I'm
that.
like, all right, whatever. It's done. Call it a day. 5 years go by, and I come back. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try a different agency. I tried a different agency. Lost my application somehow. Got lost and fucking did cyberspace somewhere. So I was like, you know what? Maybe it's just not meant to be. So I was just like, all right, whatever. It is what it is. I'll stick to what I'm doing now. But I lived right by one of the academies at that time, and I was like, every time I would go to work, I passed by.
Yes.
I passed by that academy, and I'm like, and when someone whispered in my ear, every time you pass by there, you always got to glance over. I'm like, yeah, the itch is still there. It's been
I
years,
know
but
the
it's still
itch.
an itch, And every time I would see the sirens go by, I'm like, which happened a lot, East LA, but I was like, looking, where are they going? Where are they going?
Yes.
So I said, something. They told me, hey, what's the worst that can happen? We're in a good spot now. If you try it again and they say no, well then we're still in a good spot.
Yeah.
So what is it? How's it? It's not gonna hurt you at all. Like, yeah, you're right. All right, fine. Let's do it again. Did it again. It actually went all the way to the psych, which is like step like 9 of 10.
Yeah.
So, and then this interview with the psych disqualified me and gave me this like a list of things. I was like, this is wrong. I'm like, you're just labeling me as the worst person in the world right here. Like, I'm a horrible person according to. I even called him. I'm like, did you get the right person? And you didn't get us mixed up. Like, this cannot be me right now. So I'm like, all right, if it was step like 2, I would have been like, you know what, third time,
It was towards
it didn't
the end,
happen.
right? Yeah.
But I'm like, step 9 of 10, there's no way I'm giving up right now. So I had to pay for my own site, like $800 out of pocket, like to go pay for my own site, because it has to be a list of approved ones. I go, I sit with that guy for like an hour and a half, and he goes, I don't know who the person in this paper is, but that's not who's sitting in front of me. I'm like, that's what I said.
Can you put that in writing, please?
He goes, but I'm gonna write something out, but I want you to take a test. You take a psychological, like a multiple choice thing. He goes, I'm like, again? He goes, yeah, but it's not as long. But it's just to confirm what I'm already gonna write. I already know how you're gonna score, but I just want to confirm it, and we're good. I'm like, all right, cool. Took a test. So I spent like 3 hours in that office with the guy. And he goes, all right, I'm gonna write it up and whatever. And then sure enough, like 2 weeks later, he like sends it off. It's good. I'm approving you. I hear nothing for like a month. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess it's a wrap. It is what it is. I tried and that's it. 3 times. I'm done. Randomly, I'm rolling into work and get a call. Hi, this is so and so. I'm a psychologist from the agency. I'm like, how can I help you? Like, we want to sit you down for an interview. I'm like, oh, okay, when? Tomorrow. I'm like, oh, yeah, sure, whatever, let's go. Start talking to her. She's like, why do you think this person wrote this on this paper? I'm like, I don't know. Like, most people like me when they meet me. She's like, she starts laughing. I'm like, well, I like you. I'm like, well, I'm glad you do, because I like myself too. Like, but yeah, it's only gonna take me a week to write this up. Sure enough, wrote it up, and then a couple weeks later, hey, I'm getting the call. The academy starts on this date. Are you in? Absolutely.
What was the time frame of all this from beginning to end?
Probably like from the first application. Man,
You're trying.
8 years.
8 years.
Wow.
8 years.
Dude, that is dedication. You're right. You really wanted
That's
it.
what I was
And you
saying. Like,
slipped on
dude,
position.
that's a long time.
Yeah, I
That's
tried
what-
once and that's it. I was done.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people ask me, like, hey, why are you? Because sometimes I'm like, oh, I can't do this because that's against the law, or I can't do this. I gotta follow the rules here. And it's like, why are you like that? I'm like, you don't know how long it took.
Yeah, you're like,
I'm not about
so
to
when he was
play
going
like
through the
a boy.
academy, we're on softball teams where we'd have tournaments all the time, and he stopped playing. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, we need you out there. What are you doing? Oh, I'm not gonna play. I'm in the academy. Like, I can't risk getting hurt. I'm like, it's softball. Like, you've been playing all your life. You're not gonna. No, I can't. And he didn't play. I'm like,
Yeah, have to. Yeah, well,
dude, like,
8 years later.
yeah. So
I would have lived in the bubble.
he did.
Yeah,
He literally,
that's
he
exactly
literally
what
put
I
himself
did.
in a bubble.
I'm
Yeah,
like, I'm not gonna
everything.
go. I'm not gonna go out drinking. I'm not gonna go out playing. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do anything that's gonna jeopardize my chances right now. I waited this long. I'm not gonna just throw it away like that.
Yeah, especially the outlook that they give you when they don't even know you, like the first part, like, oh, I'm honest and I let you know, yeah, I've been drunk in public, I mean, you didn't ask me where I was at, I could have been in Vegas, I'm in public and
Yeah,
having a good
and
time.
that's exactly what it was. It was my birthday. It was at a bar. They took the keys away from me right off the bat, so I didn't drive.
I'm walking from my car to the Uber or the taxi
Yeah.
or whatever, I'm in public, I'm
Yeah.
fucking drunk,
Yeah.
But they label you as that, and it's one little incident or, so it's wild. But that's a and you got to where you got to and everything like that,
Yeah. And you know what? Like, it's one of those things where it's like, just talking about it now, I didn't realize how long it was and how much I did struggle. But I'm telling you, it was all worth it when I got to cross the stage and I saw my dad sitting in the audience.
Yeah.
My whole family was there. I didn't even care about my family. It was my dad.
Pops, yeah.
My dad. And when I took a picture with them and him and me in uniform and him just being so proud of me, that is what did it for me. I'm like, you know what? Whatever struggle I went through, this man is happy and he's proud of his son, and I'm good with that.
And you did all this
That's great, man.
holding full-time jobs,
Yep.
taking care of your kids, how was all that? How was managing You know, because I know when you go to the academy, so just a little bit. I applied a few times and I got accepted. And we're looking at the schedule of the academy. You know, it was like, dude, you don't have a life. You're there, even when your day's over, it's not over because you got to go home and do stuff for that,
Right.
to prepare for the next day. How did you handle all that and the stress of all that?
It was tough. It's one of those things where it's like you lean on a bunch of people, and I'm grateful for everyone that helped me through it.
Yeah.
But it's the little things like, hey, your uniforms, I want to go take them to the dry cleaners. Cool. That alone is a big step. It's a load off my shoulders that I don't have to do.
Yeah, because you could get hell the next day if your shit's not clean, right? Or it's wrinkled.
The one thing is wrinkled. Your shoelace is untied. You're writing a report for this. Your whole platoon is doing push-ups. Like it's
So
just,
one stupid little thing like that
Yeah.
that takes a lot of time out of your day, and other shit
Exactly.
you have to worry about. You're like, damn.
And it's one of those things where, like, yes, I had some people, the single ones, cool. They can go home and study and do whatever. The ones that had family, it's like I go home and then I want to spend time with my kids, but dad has to study.
Yeah.
You know, dad has a test this week, and we had a test every single week. And then if you fail one test, you get a chance to remediate, but that means you remediate the following week, and the following week you still have a test for that week. So you have your regular test and the remediation one, and if you fail twice, you're done. So it's one of those things where it's like you put pressure on yourself. Sometimes you psych yourself out, like you overdo it and then you don't get it. But yeah, it's waking up early in the morning. Same thing. We don't know when we're leaving because if we're getting punished at the end of the day,
Yeah.
we're gonna stay punished at the end of the day until they decide to let us go. It's tough. It's tough balancing everything. Like there's a lot of times where you know me, I love to be at every sporting event with my kids, and my kids play sports. My daughter plays softball, my son plays baseball.
Yeah.
At the time it was just my daughter, but I try to be there as much as I can, as often as I can. And it was like, dude, sorry, dad can't go today. Like I felt more hurt than she was like, oh, it's okay, dad. You have to do something. I'm like, no, I feel bad. Like
Just take it personal too. Yeah,
Yeah,
I hate
yeah.
missing anything for my kids, and I always take it personal. But I guess it's always you, right?
yeah. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you have to think that what kept me going is there's an end goal that's going to benefit all of us. So yes, it sucks now. It sucks not being a part of this. It sucks having long days, and I mean you have night training. So sometimes the night training happen like 30 miles away, and it's like I got to drive out there. Sometimes we stay in a hotel over there because a lot of us lived way too far. So it's like just 3 of us will get a hotel and we'll stay out there because it's a 2-day training. It's just it's hectic, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's worth it to achieve the goal that you want to achieve.
Yeah, that comes with that passion for it. You know, you have the passion for it, something you really wanted to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, and I know your kids for 100% respect and appreciate everything that you've done for them. You know, they're great kids.
They
and-
better.
Yeah, they better. You know, go and slap them around a little bit. But yeah, dude.
I don't hit my kids.
Shit out of my. It's yeah, dude. It's admirable, and it's like it's that drive that you had, and you know the example that what I see is the example you wanted to leave on your kids and your family as being a man, and your dad being your biggest role model. You
Yeah, I
know,
can
as
see
a
that,
man,
yeah.
and him being proud of you and doing, and I know he was, and you know I know he still is. And I know that was your driving factor. You know, a lot of us have our reasonings of why we work so hard. You know, the sleepless nights and being up all day when I started the business and everything like that, and then holding a full-time job and trying to be there. I try to tell my kids and my wife, like, hey, you know, I'm just going to give it this 1 year, go all out, balls out. You know, you're going to see a little bit of me, but no, I'm doing it for hopefully something bigger and better for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it sounds good, and you can prepare them for it, but then when it starts happening, there's events going on and things, you know, your kids are in, you know, baseball tournaments all day, stuff like that, or traveling and doing their things, and you're not there, and it's like, I told them about it, but now it's really hitting home because I'm not there, and I want to be there. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, are they going to hate me for it? Are they going to hold it against me? You know? I think in the last episode I said, my goal was never to be that father leaving my kid on the steps waiting for me to come home and never showing up. You know what I mean?
Show with the milk.
Yeah, I went to go get milk and never came back. I never want my kids to have that feeling.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's two totally different things, but I know you guys being good men and good fathers, that you guys have that feeling of resentment. Shit, I gotta go work for whoever it is or whatever, and I want to be there for them, you know, for these moments. Not knowing there's a lot more moments that are going to come up in the future, but us being good, you know, fathers and good male role models.
I agree.
You know, it hits home. You know, it sucks. It sucks a lot, and we don't, in society or even in our households, we're not told that, you know, like, oh, you know, we get it, it's okay, you know, we know what you're doing is for the good and for everybody, and you know, relax, you'll be all right, you know what I mean? We just take on that load on our own, and it's like we have to find our outlets to try to, you know, to figure out a way to manage through it, you know. What are some of the things you do to, you know, what's your outlet?
That's a good one, because you'd be surprised at how many times, like, I know I've had partners who find the wrong outlets.
Absolutely. Oh,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, for me, it's honestly, it's just getting away for a little bit. Not necessarily like leaving the country, but like just,
Where'd he go? I don't know.
I got him. But
He's got him.
no, but just like
Grow your mustache out, bro. You'll be.
You don't want to see mine. I look like an old man, older.
just getting away, dude. Like I have little spots around my neighborhood where like there's a really nice park by my neighborhood that's like a little waterfall, and just honestly just going to the park and just sitting by the waterfall or walking the park, you hear the waterfall going, just kind of lets me like just escape for a little bit and just kind of wind down, and it just
But
like
you can't do that every day though.
no, you can't do that every day. I mean, no, I'm not gonna lie. There's days where it's like it's bad, and it's like
You just got to deal with it.
you just gotta deal with it sometimes, and that's the good thing about our department too, that they have help for you. You just have to actually make that phone call and be like, hey, I need the help, whatever it may be. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely tough. Like to me, that's one thing I like to do. Just sometimes just going to my kids' sports game, you know, they frustrate me because I bought you a $400 bat that you're not even swinging. You know, if I buy you a $400 bat, you better hit a home run off of that.
You better start hitting.
It's frustrating, but at the same time, it's my mind off of whatever I just saw throughout the day, whatever I just went. No matter how tired I am, like I'm never that tired to not be there. So just
This guy will be there. So we
I
go.
I can see it already.
Dude, so we'll go to his house. My godson and I, we love wrestling, right?
Yeah.
So I'll go to his house to watch events, you know, WrestleMania, things of that nature. And I get there, and he's there, right? And I was like, didn't you just work last night? Or like, you pulled like a, you know, whatever your crazy shift is, like up 2 nights
that
or
one was
whatever.
like a 16-hour shift.
He's like, yeah. I was like, bro, go to sleep. Like, no, like, I want to be here with my son. Like, I'm like, dude, your eyes are closing, like, they're swollen, your blood. You don't even like wrestling.
They're just long blinks.
Go to sleep. You know, you're good. We're good. Like he'll sit there and he'll force himself just to and be in the moment with the son. You know what I mean?
And they'll remember it. Believe me, though. Yeah, they'll remember all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if Phil will, man. He'll be like, you weren't there. You weren't there, pops.
They will.
That kid's turning into me slowly.
They're gonna be all age talking about. Remember the day my dad used to go home tired. You know, as tired as he would stay up and just spend time with me.
My
And
daughter-
just like you talk about your dad, he's gonna be talking about you. You know, I thank him because I am because of him, because
Your legacy.
he might did it. Yeah, he didn't know that this affected me, but it will. But you'll see. You know, everything has a place for that reason.
I mean, they have a nickname on the team, on both my daughter and my son's team. They call me Sleepy Dad.
Sleepy Dad.
Because I would just sometimes show up after a 16-hour shift, throw my shades on, just go like this, and just, I'm watching the game, guys. And they're like, no, you're not. You're asleep already. And then my son will be like, what did I just do? Oh, you struck out on like looking at it.
You go to the gimme, huh? You're like a fortune teller. I'm just gonna go with the basic thing. You struck out. How'd you know?
Yeah,
It's not even seen.
Took a wild guess. Just took a wild guess. I felt the breeze.
Yeah. So I have
That's
two
funny.
questions for you, kind of a good and a bad one.
Oof.
So the good
Let's
one,
get it.
the good one is just, you know, do you feel any type of way when you kind of get into that uniform, right? Because you kind of feel like you're are you like feeling like, 'cause that's what I think, right?
Superman.
You're Superman, right?
Yeah.
You're changing clothes. You're you know, you're in the uniform now. Do you feel like powerful? Do you feel like
Like a man.
like a man? Do you feel like you know? You feel empowered? Like I mean, how do you feel when you put that uniform
That's a
on?
good question, actually.
I've never heard that one before. That's a good
Yeah,
question.
Definitely a good question. You definitely do feel different. Empowered, me not so much.
Okay.
I can't say the same thing about
I say empowered because
others.
Yes,
But I've seen that side of it too, where they
Okay.
put it on and they think they're invincible. And it's like, that's tone it down a bit.
There's a lot of cocky
Okay.
ones out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And trust me, I'm the first one to get on them. But
Yeah.
no, you do feel different because it's funny how the fact you asked that, because there's times when I kid you, I'm so tired that I wake up and my body is hurting. Like I'm waking up like if I'm a 60-year-old man, like getting out of bed, like, oh, hold on, let me hold on to this real quick because I can. But the minute that uniform comes on, that pain is gone. and it's just like
wild.
it's automatic, and it's not even that I'm like telling myself like, oh,
It just
I got-
happens.
it just the minute that goes on and there all the gear goes on, that pain is gone, because I know that the outside world can't see me like that,
Yeah.
regardless of how much I'm hurting.
Yeah.
They can't see that, because then they'll see the weakness, and then it's one of those things where it's like that my whole day is gonna turn because of that, it goes sideways because of that. So yeah, it's definitely a different feeling. Like I said, I don't know about empowered, but definitely like you feel like you have a lot more responsibility on your shoulders too, because
You're wearing that invisible cape.
it's that weight of the badge that they talk about.
The weight of the badge.
Yeah, it's that additional responsibility where now you got to be on your toes at all times. You got to make sure that you're staying safe. You got to make sure your partner's staying safe. You got to make sure you're doing the right thing so that you don't end up in jail at one point because you messed up. And we've
Yeah.
seen so many cases of that happen. So.
Yeah, I used to work in an internal affairs building in downtown, and so I saw a
so
lot
you're
of that
guy.
going. Yeah.
You're that guy.
No, I was just a security guard there. I just watch people go in and out, and they go in fully suited, come out, no shirt, no badge. So I witnessed that.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. Like I've always been, this is actually the first time that I've actually openly said that I'm law enforcement, just because it's the backlash that we get, especially nowadays more than before.
Absolutely.
Before it used to be a respected profession. Now it's like the minute they find out you're law enforcement, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
F you this. And
So that was my
that.
second
So-
question. You have the good and the bad. So the bad is, what is the bad? The bad things about being in law enforcement, right? Obviously, you're
Yeah.
saying you get a lot of backlash. There's a lot of stuff going on right now that I don't agree with most of it that's going on.
This is a great topic you're bringing up. It's something that we could have a whole episode
Yeah.
on, and something I probably wanted to discuss too. But we could do that today, especially with what's going on right now. Yeah, we'll go ahead and
Yeah.
I mean,
there's definitely the bad. Like I said, I don't openly say that I am. And you know that I don't post anything on social media. I barely even have social media.
Yes, Facebook.
I don't even use. You post stuff on there. I'm like, oh, you
MySpace?
posted it? Like,
hit MySpace.
Yeah.
MySpace.
I had my song, my top 8.
He still has his voice with his.
That was a bad voice.
Thank you for
baby.
calling me with his. He's sweat in the background.
That's great.
But
Good
yeah,
question.
no, it's people don't understand the toll that it takes overall on your family. Like, simple example, quick example. Halloween, my son, this is years ago, dresses up as a cop because I want to be like dad. That same day, they have a little Halloween thing. He comes home. I had to pick him up from school because kids saw him and said, "Oh, let's go get the cop."
Oh.
Picked him up, dropped him, landed on his head.
Wow.
And it's like, dude, I had to go through that, not my son. And the school tried brushing it off because, oh, it's just boys being boys. I'm like, no, you don't understand. There's not boys being boys.
Yeah.
It's the way people look at us. Those parents probably told them
They
something
told
about
them,
it, and it just gets
and
passed on.
like I
It
said,
gets passed on.
and that's one thing that I don't know. I'm gonna say that's one thing that I don't like about people because any kind of authority, there's fires, right? Army stepped in, they're heroes, free in and out, free this, free that, free that. Next thing you know, the riots are going on. They step in for peace. Now they're enemies.
Yeah.
Now they're the worst
Yeah.
people, right? Everybody hates law enforcement, but when somebody's knocking on your door, breaking in at 2 a.m, who's the first people you're calling? Law enforcement, right?
Yeah.
Come and save me. Yeah, but you hate them, and then when you need them, they're the first person you call. So, and then I see all the things that's going on. It's like people are just doing their job. Like, I put myself in their shoes. People are screaming. I get. There's a lot of emotions involved because of things that are going on. But end of the day, these are just people with family. They just want to get home to their kids, and that's when I see, and that's why I ask you. It has to be hard to kind of deal with that, that emotion and that just.
I mean,
they
it's
love you and they hate you, right?
Yep, exactly. And it's to the point where, like, my family, when we go out, we have a code word, and they know the minute I say that word, it's you guys go, Dad's staying back, because Dad saw something that he didn't like, and you guys got to get out of here. And it's one of those where you always got to stay vigilant in or out of uniform. It's like my daughter tells me, he's like, Dad, you're doing the cop thing. I'm like, what cop things? You're standing like this and you're like looking around.
You look like a
everywhere.
cop, bro.
Yeah.
He does John Wick, goes to the restaurant, sits to the last with the back in his wall.
That's the thing, though.
Yeah,
we
you
we
do?
all do that. We all do that.
He has his shirt like
we
this,
have-
like he
we
has his
have to-
vest on.
we have to
just
face
standing there like
With
this.
fake hands and everything.
We have to face the door all the time.
Yeah.
We have to see who's coming in and out, and it's just one of those things that you just grow into that habit. Like,
It's a thankless career, man. I have a lot of experience on both sides. You know what I mean? Growing up, we didn't like cops. you know, the community that I was raised in, the family background that I had, we always thought they were just out to get us, out to fuck with us, out to fucking harass us.
Yeah.
I've had situations with them where I wasn't treated, you know, the greatest. I've been pulled over just because how I look, you know, I've been through all that. So I understand that aspect of it. But growing up and then starting to realize, like, I put myself in a lot of those bad situations, and I understand that I wasn't, you know, I didn't, it's sad to say, but you didn't look a certain way, so they're gonna fuck with you, you know what I mean? Now that I'm on the other end, it's like, yeah, I want you to fuck with those people that look like that and make sure that they're not doing bad shit in my neighborhood. I got kids, I got property, I got,
changes when you get
know,
older.
it changes when you get older, you know what I mean?
Yep.
A lot of my friends and family or more friends, are started getting into law enforcement. I know a lot of people in the community that are in, and I respect them fully. You know, when all this shit that's going on right now, it's a tough boat. On social media, I don't get involved in any of that. I stay away from religion and politics, you know what I mean? And that's one of the things that I stay away from, is because I have a lot of friends and family that are in law enforcement, and I respect what you guys do, and the ones that I know are great people. But on the other hand, I know that there's a lot of fucking assholes out there, a lot of douchebags, a lot of people that put on that uniform and they feel differently. They get that ego going, they get that fucking, you know, power trip going and stuff like that. And I've seen it. You know, I've been in those situations where I've seen it. So it's tough. And if people don't have an open mind and educate themselves to be able to say, hey, not all of them are bad, but then there are those bad. I mean, it's, you know, it's hard for, you know, that's why we're at where we're at in the community. You know what I mean? And it sucks. But
and then you touched on something last podcast too, where I feel that I think it would make a bigger difference in the law enforcement community if we practice that with law enforcement. You mentioned you post your volunteer work.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, you want people to catch on, to kind of want to do it themselves.
Yes.
So why don't we post the positive interactions that we have with law enforcement?
Absolutely.
I agree.
All we
I'm all for
do
it.
is post negative ones. So
I'm
all
all
we
for it.
looked at.
You want to know why? Because the likes and the clicks. That's why.
Exactly.
It's sickening. It's but that's human nature, right? Like you see a car accident, you want to slow down and you want to look at the devastation.
Instead of getting helping somebody, here comes the phone.
Yeah, here comes the phone.
Somebody's gonna like my video.
Absolutely.
I agree, man.
You know, it frustrates me because when I was posting stuff about volunteering and stuff like that.
I think you mentioned this to me.
Yeah, like
I remember.
I got some backlash, you know, my comments like, oh, not everybody wants to brag about what they do and stuff like that, and oh, you know, not everybody wants to put everybody that are in hardships on blast. And it's like, I'm not saying to post the people you're helping their faces or post the world of what they look like or what they're doing, but if you're posting and you're out there putting yourself out there doing good, you should be proud of that, and it's gonna motivate. Like, I post my workouts. I'm not the most physically fit. I'm not fucking out there like these, you know, bodybuilding, you know, whatever it is. I'm posting it because there are people that give feedback that, like, dude, I didn't want to work out today, and I saw you bust your ass today.
And I'm one of them. I gotta be honest. I see it, and I'm like, oh, here comes the moment. I gotta do one more pound, and it does motivate people.
Absolutely.
Believe me, it motivates.
Honestly, even when you post your workouts, even though I don't do the same workouts, I used to.
So I know he used to clown me a lot when I would start posting.
Like,
I didn't have no social media.
You're that guy now.
You're that guy now.
You're posting.
Yeah,
Really?
That's
But at
gonna
the
be
end of the
me. I
day,
have no social media, but
I
it's
don't know.
coming. It's
I
coming.
don't know if you know. You seen pictures. I knew this guy when he was like close to 300 pounds.
He showed me old pictures.
Yeah.
So he might not have the best, but people don't understand the journey that you went through
Absolutely.
to get to where you're at now.
Yeah.
Do you have a six pack? No, you have a beer
In the
bag.
fridge.
It's
A beer
okay.
bag,
It's a little
yeah.
bit,
I
It's
rock
a
it.
healthy body.
But from where I was at,
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the guy that can barely run to first base without being gassed, like to this guy now who can probably run laps around me any day he wants, like I see the difference that he.
were you there when me and
Hey,
Joe,
Carlos
Fat
head
Joe,
is getting
and
big right now. Look at Carlos
Oh,
like,
you
all right,
guys
keep
raised?
it coming, keep it coming.
Yes.
I thought I had a big head.
No, bro, dude, I don't got one, but the funny thing happened. So we used to play hardball, baseball together, and we built teams and stuff like that. And before one game, there was like 3 of us big guys, like we're at almost 300 pounds. I was big, like had the rolls on the back of my neck and everything like that. And we're like, all right, you fat guys, let's see who's the fastest out of you guys. So we're like, all right, I'll beat you. No, I'll beat you. We lined up. 3, 2, 1, go! Started running. I started smoking everybody, and then Joe pushed me in the back, and we tumbled, dude. For like 10 yards, just rolled, bro. I was like,
So when you have that round figure, it rolls easy.
We just get rolling. But no, yeah, I just feel that people, I think it's a cop out when they say, oh, you know, they're quick to post and repost other stuff and words and, you know, mantras and stuff like that. Or be involved in what's going on in the world and repost stuff that's going on in the world. But they don't want to post the good that they're doing in the world or the help that they're giving out to other people. Like, I don't get it. It's like, things have changed. It's not like how when social media first started where people were doing it just to brag.
Yeah.
You know, I do it and we do it and we're doing stuff like this because we really want to help people. We really want to be out there and try to do good for other people, like do good for each other, help each other out. And it's not about, you know, all that other stuff. I'm not going to go and post somebody like, you know, somebody that I donated something to, post their face on there and be like, hey, look at me, like, look at them, like, this is what, it's nothing like that. It's, you know, but I want to help as much as I can, and I want people, if one or two people get motivated to do it, just like this. You know, we did the veterans cleanup, you know what I mean? And you saw those posts. We're not posting all the bad or anything like that, but you're like, dude, I want to, you know, how can I help?
Yeah. And speaking of helping, I mean, well, first of all, you know, thanks for everything you do. I appreciate it. That's a tough job. Yeah. And it takes a lot to get that going. So my hats to you and all law enforcement.
Appreciate it.
But speaking of helping, you know, we're all about helping and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that are going to be watching this or even share this to people that can go into law enforcement, right? You know, a couple of things. One, do you recommend it? Is it for everybody? I mean, it's
nowadays.
It's not for everyone. I mean, it's different now than what it was, right?
Yeah.
And then, and two, are there any programs maybe people can get into? You know, maybe they can just, hey, if you're thinking of this, join this academy. Maybe, you know, this is the steps. This is the way to get started. I'm pretty sure because what we are here, you know, we're empowering men and also young men, right? We want them to be some. So there's a lot of people that want to be, you know, law enforcement. So since you're there, any insights you can share?
Yeah, definitely not for everybody. You have to have, like I said, you have to have the passion, you have to have the heart for it. You're going to see some of the worst things that people see, and you're expected to go home just like nothing happened.
And not share.
How do you go see from seeing a kid's body parts and remains and then go home to your own kids and be like, hey, son, how are you? Like nothing ever happened.
That's rough.
So it definitely isn't for everyone. You have to have the stomach for it. You have to have the heart for it. So yeah, but it's definitely worth it. If your heart and you got the passion for it, it's definitely worth it. It's a long career, but it's definitely an exciting career, one that you can be proud of at the end of your career. Do they have programs? Yeah, every agency I think has programs. If not everyone, most agencies have it, or they partner with other agencies that do have programs where. You just have to look in your area what they offer, but a lot of them are programs where you can, let's say you're not in the best physical shape just yet, you go to, like, they have, like, I think the sheriff's department has like 2 days a week. You go at this time, you show up here, and they go through a workout, like a similar workout to what you would do in the academy. I think LAPD does the same thing. And most agencies do something similar to that.
So that's a great way for them to kind of get started and look into it.
And then they treat you in there like if you are already in the academy. So they'll start yelling at you, just like, maybe not as bad, but at least you get a little glimpse of what it's going to be like. If you're a younger kid, you guys have kids that are teenagers, I know there's a lot of little programs where it's the Explorers programs.
I think there's one here too.
Whittier has one here. So yeah, that's a nice way to kind of segue into law enforcement as well. Especially if, as a kid, you're showing passion for it. That's definitely a great way to do it. You just have to obviously apply, get your kid to apply, and you show up. I think like one weekend or one day out of the weekend, and just it's something like that. But yeah, every agency has something like that. You just have to actually just contact your local agency and then ask them. And if they don't have it themselves, they usually partner with somebody that does. And that way, that's your foot in the door.
That's nice.
So, you guys brought up.
Actually, before you go to the next subject, you just mentioned something right now. I kind of want to touch on real quick about the job. I want to see how do you feel about it, because you did talk about you got to go home to your family. You know, after you see somebody get injured. I mean, how do you deal with that? Because I know if I see something like that and I get home and I see it, I'm very emotional. And as I'm saying, if I see that and I go home, or I think that's one of the reasons why I can't. Because if I see anything happening in the street, I'm gonna get myself in trouble because I'm gonna want to
Yeah.
do something to whoever did that to
Anything
the
with
kid,
kids
right?
or domestic violence, men
Yeah.
beating on women, I'd lose my job real quick.
Because I'm sure there's a lot of law enforcement people that are, they go through that and they go home and they don't know how to, express themselves. They hold it in, right?
Well, how do they handle their emotions?
Yeah, how do you,
know?
how do you handle
that?
your emotion? I mean,
And
do
that's
you
what-
even handle your emotions? I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, and that's honestly one thing like a lot of people overlook. Like they just see us and be like, "Oh, he's doing his job. He's a good cop or whatever. He's a dick, and this is who he is." But they don't realize, you don't know that. What if the call that I just had before you, I just saw, a kid get murdered,
yeah.
or I saw a wife, beat the husband and he retaliated or
Somebody
something.
overdosed, anything, yeah. Somebody
hey,
gets shot,
we probably just saw the worst, so
Yeah.
we're still coping with that, and it's one of those things where it's like, well, next call,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, next call, and it's like next call can be a little old lady that just, hey, my alarm's going off, it's a cat that's
Yeah.
going off. I've had that too, where it was a cat, but it's like, how do you go from literally from 1 minute to the next? It's hard. I'm not gonna lie. I think when there's been a couple of times, and same thing, I've responded to calls and it's a kid. And it can be the simplest thing. Like I remember one that still to this day stands out in my head, with a kid having a seizure. Right, it's a seizure. It's not that bad. I've seen many of them already, and
Oh, it's bad. It's scary. Don't write it off. My son had one before, and it was shaking.
It's,
You know, it was.
yeah.
it looks
Yeah.
horrible.
You don't know. You don't know what's gonna happen after.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And coincidentally, at that time, my daughter was the same age. So it was one of those where it's like, I saw her laying there. I didn't see that kid. I saw my daughter laying there. I'm like, so my thing is, my intuition, like fatherly intuition, I guess you can call it, just go in there, help, grab the pillow, held him so he wouldn't bang his. And it's like little things like that where it's like, what helped me, honestly, is it's affection, honestly. And it sounds weird,
Yeah,
but
you're very affectionate with your kids. You
yeah,
want
it sounds weird, but the minute I got
love
home,
that.
I was looking for them. Like, just give me a hug.
Yeah.
I don't need to say anything to you. Just give me a hug.
Yeah,
and I'm thankful that you're
Man, don't
here.
be afraid to hug your kids, man. Show them love.
Like,
We talked about this last time.
You have to, man.
Like, even if they don't want it and they push you off, dude. Like,
Yes, I'm telling you, love them.
it's an emotional release for us too. Like, I know a lot of us. I mean, for me personally, and I see it with you too. That's why right off the bat you said that. I was like, I've seen it. You know. And I've had people comment on that where they see how me and my kids are. They'll come and just hug on me and I'll hug on them, and not knowing they're looking. And then the kids will leave, and they're like, "Dude, I wish my kid would do that, or stuff like that." So, yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, just anywhere. Who cares if in the public? I see,
Anywhere.
I see some people like, I'm not gonna kids to hug my kids in public or so. Just do it everywhere. They need it.
Yeah.
And it feels
We
good.
need it.
I need
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
I
We need it, bro.
yeah.
There's
Like-
times when I joke with my son, like he'll come, I'm doing nothing, and then he'll come and jump on me. Like, what do you want? You're so annoying. Dad, it's my job to annoy you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I love that he does
Yeah.
that. Like I mess with him, but I love it at the same
Yeah.
time, because at the same time it gives me peace.
Yeah, being hard all day and coming home just for some softness like
Yeah.
that, and it's coming from your own kids and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
That's good, man.
It makes.
But I'm not gonna lie, like I just, like you said, it's about being real in this. So yeah, there's been times when I come home and it's like, where's the alcohol?
Yeah.
I mean, not the best way to cope with it,
Yeah.
but at times it helps.
I think that's real life. There's a lot of people that struggle with that. You said you know people like that, right?
Yeah, I know. I have a couple friends that are actually strong like that. I have one friend who I haven't seen in 2 years because he checked himself in, and I'm good for him. He realized he had a problem, and he checked himself in, and he's getting help still to this day. But yeah, I mean, luckily for me, it's not one of those things where I let it get the best of me. It's just like, I just need one. I just need one to get
Yeah.
my mind off of things, and then I'm good. I'm going to sleep, and that's it. Let's call it a night. But yeah, there's some people that all they need is one, and then that one turns into two. A couple weeks down the line, that two turns into like five. And
Yeah.
now,
I hear ya.
now you're in.
Sometimes you just need one, I mean, just getting the feedback we got from the lab podcast. We had some alcohol. I had drank one beer. You drank one beer.
yeah.
I got some comments, right off the bat, of like, "Oh, the drinking podcast, stuff like that." And it's like, man, we're grown, Like,
Yeah.
I teach my kids, be responsible with what you do. You know what I mean? If you want to, you're at home, you're a grown adult, and you had a long day. You want to have a beer or two and just to relax, If it's not your main primary coping mechanism, and it's not something you're leveraging to be able to survive, and that's your way of dealing with life, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Come on, there's long weeks that I have where it's like I just want on the weekend, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
you go weeks and weeks without drinking. I just need a
yeah,
beer.
dinner
Everybody
and a beer,
needs
man.
beer,
I go on vacation. I tell my wife, hey, we go on vacation. We go to Cabo or whatever. I want 2 beers in each hand, one in each hand. I just want to be in a pool and I just want to vibe. That's all I want, dude. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But it can get dark, you know. And there's a lot of people that don't know how to manage that
and how to stop. Yeah, well,
And,
I'm glad he was able to realize it and check himself
with
in.
EMT, that's one of my main goals is to have such a resource center of trained people that we could. I would
Reach
tell.
out
My
to.
next question was going to be like, is there? What do you do to help? You know, do you know somebody you can refer these? I know with the departments, they offer that. You know what I mean? If they're willing to take it, you know, they could go reach out to them. But sometimes you want to be able to have a friend to be able to help you out with that. And that's what I want with this. I want to be able to get enough people and enough support, enough professionals. I'm not a professional by any means.
But you don't need a
Neither do you.
professional. Like I said, sometimes you need your brother. Like I said, sometimes you just shut the can, right? That's all we need to do. We don't need to be going nowhere. We just need to have guys talk. Just hey, let's have a beer, hang out, let's just talk.
And that's the thing.
And that's all you need. Just like that's all I needed.
A lot of guys don't do that.
They don't do that.
And I don't understand why. That's why when I was on board when you brought up the EMT things, I'm like, you know what? You're right. A lot of guys don't do that, and we're afraid to share our emotions. Why?
Yeah.
What's wrong with it? Like, why don't we do this? We need to get a load off just as much as anybody else does. So why don't we do it?
Yeah.
And what a lot of people forget too is like, and you reminded me right now when you touched on that. Like, yeah, I try to be there with all my friends, all my partners, friends that are not in the department. Like, if they come to me for something, I try to be open. I can be, trust me, you know this. I can be the biggest asshole.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Bigger than me.
Oh yeah.
And his
That was a fast
assholeness is
answer.
mean. It's not like my assholeness where it's
Yeah.
like fucking around. It's like, damn.
I will make sure
He
you,
owns it.
I
and
will
I
make
love
sure
that.
you think about it, and you're still thinking about it a week from now. I was like, damn, he really said this about me. Like, yeah.
He owns it. I love it.
I absolutely can.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like the nicest asshole you're gonna meet too. Like, I'd like to make sure that I'm open enough to where they feel that they can come to me for help. But one thing that people don't realize is that, let's say you come to me for help. Obviously, your family probably notices the issue. Who's talking to them?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's a
Yeah.
family thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody does, and that's one thing that I did for that same guy that I was talking about. That's now 2 years in recovery. No one reached out to his wife the entire time, so I reached out to him, got his wife's number. I'm not going to overstep my
Yeah,
boundaries.
that's become difficult.
And I
Yeah.
checked in on her. Her first comment was, "I can't believe someone is actually checking in on me. You're the only person who has checked in on me from the department."
That's wild.
Like, and I was like,
Wow.
"That's why? Why don't we check in?"
Yeah.
This is what I love about this group because a lot of the feedback and a lot of the positive that I'm getting from this is from wives, girlfriends, the women
Yeah.
aspect of it.
Like saying I need to have my husband go. I need to see
Just
my
last night, I
boyfriend
had
go.
a
Yeah.
friend tell me, she was like, look, one of my friends, he's going through it right now, a bad breakup. You know, can I send him to you? Can I, absolutely, give me his phone number. He definitely she offered it to him. Not everybody accepts it, and it's hard for guys, and it sucks because she shared to me the screenshot of the conversation, and he was like, this is new for me, this is fresh. I really appreciate you looking out for me like that. Let me just go ahead and try to do this on my own for a second, and then I'll let you know. But thank you for reaching out to him, and I'll keep you posted. So it's hard, and not everybody's gonna want to be vulnerable and stuff like that. But a lot of it is reaching out to the women in their lives and stuff like that, because they're the ones that know everything. They're the ones that deal with it every day. We go home, we're going home to our wives or our significant others or whatever the case may be. I'm not going to know what's going to happen to you once we leave here, you know what I mean? Same with you. I don't know what's really going on and what's going on behind your closed doors and stuff like that. They do, or whoever's around you, whoever you guys allow to be close to you in that aspect knows, you know what I mean? And they're the ones that are going to be more than likely brutally honest and be like, he says he's okay, but, maybe you should talk to him. Or maybe take him out, or do something with him. You know what I mean? So that's amazing that you did that. And that brings up a great point, and that's another reason why this is awesome and excellent for you and everybody that's a part of this, because it gives that outlet, it gives that safe space, and it gives that thing that people are not doing. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, that's great. I got another good question for you. because we're discussing, men and, modern times and days and things of that nature, where's the machismo at in the police in the department? Or where is it? How is it now? What's the difference? I know, I'll give you a little story. So I know a lot of female cops. They're awesome. I love a lot of them. But they walk around with bigger balls than most of the guys do. And I've seen them where they put on that, uniform, and like you said, does it change you? I see it changes. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
How is it right now in that environment right now with dealing with the women in in the department and stuff like that, and you as a man and being able to express yourself?
It's different.
Yeah.
It's different because you see the older generation guys. I mean, I consider myself to be an older guy. All the guys at work are like, oh yeah, you're the old guy. Let's fucking dust some dust off your uniform real quick. But the older guys are more of the guys who are like, hey, be a man. Like, grow some balls already. You just go handle it. Like, why do you need me to help you? Go do it. Like, and you see a lot of the younger guys, though, guys are like 21, 20, like in their early 20s. How do
We've had conversations
how do I do it?
We
and
talked
it's like,
about
It's like, dude, what do you mean? How do you do it? Walk up to them and just do it. Like, you're a guy, just go do it. Same thing with the females, though. As females, you get one or the other. You get the ones that are like standing behind a guy, waiting for the guy to do the job and just standing there looking pretty, or you get the ones that try to outshine the guys because they feel like they got something to prove. And those are the ones where sometimes I love working with those because it's like one of those things where like, no, you're not gonna outshine me. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm looking around like I'm about to yell at this guy, and this one's like, "Hey, stop!" That was my job. So I'm trying to compete with her, and it's like I love working with that because it's like that little friendly competition. But yeah, like I said, I see it more like a lot of the older guys. I'm like, man, a lot of these new guys are a bunch of pussies and this and that. You get some that are actually good, like I'm not gonna bash on all of them, but no, you get a good mix, but a lot of them, it's just the times that are changing. It's like, people don't just forget. You do this all day. And you forget how
that's
to
what I'm
talk to
saying. Do
people.
you think the modern times are changing the manly man? That because you have the machismo.
Yeah, like what's the turnaround with the ones that come in that are not like manly man?
Because we do see it now. I mean, there's a lot of people talking about, there's not that many real men left in the world, and the ones that are young becoming men, they're not stepping up to where they need to be. I mean, do you see that now? I mean, I guess you do kind of see it, right?
Yeah, sadly, some of them don't even have a turnaround time. It just never happens for them.
They just don't.
That's why I tell them I love seeing when like I work with someone and it's like you can tell they're a kid. I'm like, they haven't experienced life yet, and it's like they're kind of following my lead, but at the same time they want to stand right by me, but they're like, oh, but he knows what he's doing. I don't really, I'm gonna follow his lead. And then to see them fast forward a couple months down the line, and I'm about to take charge in this situation, and then this guy just comes up and I got it, does this and this and that, starts directing traffic. I'm like, oh shit, like, all right. That's kids growing up now, like, and it's good to see. I see them as like my little brothers, kind of a thing. Like, my little brother's not becoming
showing them the way.
brother.
Yeah.
Like today, I had a perfect experience today where one of the guys, I hadn't seen him in a while, and I finally saw him and loved the guy. And he comes up to me, he goes, "Hey," he goes, "Did you get my email?" I'm like, "What? No, I haven't checked my emails yet." He goes, "Oh." Because you're the only one that I wanted to show, and it was him. Like, he stopped some guy who tossed the gun, and he was able to recover the gun, whatever, took the gun off the street. So minor.
He managed that whole situation.
Yeah, managed the situation on himself, and he told me what got to me was when he told me about it. He's like, right when I grabbed it and we got it, and we got the guy. In my head, I'm thinking, I gotta start burning all this.
Nice.
And I'm like, man, I love that. Like, that's to me,
nice.
like. I'm sure I had a cheesy smile on my face. I'm like, oh, dude, he's becoming a man. Not that he wasn't already, but like he's growing up, and I love that. I love seeing that. But like I said, sometimes kids are hard-headed, and just 30 years later, and they're still the same person that they were when they started their career.
It's funny, like when you were getting into law enforcement and everything like that. I had my worries about you. I was like, I don't know how Bernal's gonna handle it, being somebody like those situations when you're with a thug, somebody that you have to deal with, somebody that's loud and vocal, somebody that's, and I was worried about it, dude. And you've done amazing and stuff like that. But yeah, it's different. It's weird. Even my middle son, you know, I have to teach. It's harder with him. My older son, he was into sports, football. You know, he worked out, all that stuff. My middle son, he's more of a little different. It gets frustrating because, like you said, you want these men to grow up and take ownership and stuff like that. I can't even get my son to get out and get his own food out when he's hungry. Like, you're gonna make me get up and go order my own food? Like, bro, get your ass out of the car. You're hungry. I'm not hungry. You're hungry. Here's the money. Go order your food. No, I'm good. I'm not gonna eat. Like, really? Like, bro, come on, man. You know what I mean? So, and I think that's where we step in to, you know, try to help motivate and help, you know, provide that, you know, that experience and get them to get out of that shell and stuff like that. I think, like I said, you've gotten out of your shell and you've grown a lot since being in that role and everything like that. I'm proud of you, and you're doing it. You know what I mean? And I'm not worried about, damn.
Yeah.
But I was gonna call me in the middle of the night, like, hey, cause like I need help, bro. I'm like, I'm not a cop yet, bro. Like I can't. Like, but you know, you've handled it and it's fucking. And now that people look up to you in that aspect, and I think the way you handle it is a lot more different than some other people might handle it.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll probably handle situations more, you know, direct and loud and firm and stuff like that, where you're more strategic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're more strategic, but you're firm in your ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's no wrong way of doing it. It's just finding your way of doing it, but doing it. You know what I mean?
And it's funny, like you say that, because it's like I have my way, and same guy that told about today that was talking to me about the gun. It's funny when we work together. It's one of those things where it's like he said he claims he learns a lot from me. Well, I don't know about that, but he's starting to incorporate things that I do. Like there's times when we're talking to someone and that person says something, and then we respond at the same time with the same exact thing. I look at him like, stop saying what I'm saying.
The mannerisms
This
and
is
stuff
my
like that,
way.
right?
Yeah, but it's one of those things where it's like, for me, what works for me is always just staying calm.
Yeah.
You're at a 10, but if I'm still talking to you like this at a 4, eventually you're going to come down to a 4.
Absolutely.
Now we can have an actual conversation and actually get something resolved. I'm not going to talk to you when you're at a 10. You're at a 10, I'm still going to talk to you like this. Like,
That's true.
I literally had guys be like, man, fuck you. I'm like, all right. I mean, you can fuck me all you want, but I'm,
That's it. That's his stilo, bro. That's the way it's meant.
I'm still here.
That's
I'm not
good,
going
man.
anywhere.
I'm trying to learn that. I'm trying to learn, you know, monotone and just like stay in situations. But
Well, I don't know you as much as Carlo does, but I mean, just, you know, having this conversation here and, you know, the things he told me about you and, you know, now knowing a little bit about your life and where you come from and your struggle and then the relationship with your family and your dad, man, you're a great man. And I thank you for that, especially, you know,
Thank you.
I can see it that, you know, you're passionate for what you do, and it's rough to do what you do, man. So, yeah, man. But yeah, like I said, you know, we have a few more minutes left. Anything you want to bring up? Anything in particular you want
What
to?
topic? I know there's a few things you want to talk about. Anything we didn't touch base on?
I think we actually hit most of what I want to do.
Yeah.
I guess my one final thought is like, if you guys need anything, reach out. I mean, if you guys have their info, like I said, I'm not a big social media guy.
Same here,
I don't. He has to still text me like, "Hey, we're meeting at this time," because I didn't see anything on social media. But if you guys ever need it, I'm never that guy that's gonna like, you know, I work for this department, so this is the best one. No, I'll give you advice I'll give you the pros and cons on mine. I'll give you the pros and cons on the ones I have friends everywhere, so I was like, I'll give you the pros and cons based off of what they tell me. I'm always gonna be one to help. Just make sure that if you ever do get into law enforcement, like I said earlier, know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy that goes through everything, goes to day one, and then you know what, this is not for me. You just took someone's spot. That probably really wanted it.
That's been there for 8 years, trying over and over again, right?
So just know what you want and get the information. Like I said, you guys can contact Julio, contact Carlos, whatever, and get them my info. I'm gladly, if once I have the time, I mean, I've done it a number of times. I just call somebody, I accept the call, and hey, this is the rundown of what it is. This is the real rundown of what it is. Not what you see on the brochure. This is what it is. Do you want to do it? Yes or no? If you still,
you've always been good at that, because I know when I was going through my academy, my processing of being a law, if nobody knows, I was about to be a cop. different reasonings. I saw that 401k and pension. I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? I'm getting older.
That's the wrong reason.
That's the wrong
That's the
reason.
wrong reason, yeah.
I'm telling you, dude, if I would have saw a kid in the street or a man beating his wife, dude, I would have not been in that career much longer.
You scared me when
Yeah.
you were applying. I'm like, oh, this guy's back in the blind. Like, oh man.
But you were always there with great advice. We would have long conversations about what to expect and the realities of it. I really wish one thing going through the process was that there was a resource where they did tell you all the games that were played going through all the processes and what to expect and how to manage and maneuver those, because there's so much. All these departments say they want to hire people, they're looking for good people. They had a great person day one here, and it took them 8 years to get to the point where he was already there. So yeah, if anybody wants to reach out, anybody has any questions, feel free. This is the resources that we're building. You were always brutally honest about everything, and I appreciate that and everything like that. I guess we're running out of time. So we're definitely going to have you on again if you want to come on
Absolutely.
again.
Absolutely.
Great conversation. I know that we could keep talking for days, and I hope we can do it again. Anything else you want to finish on?
No, man. Like I said, just thanks for coming down on short notice. I appreciate you. A first guest,
First guest.
Yeah, and it was
We rocked
awesome,
it.
amazing.
Oh.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Let your buddies know.
That's a shame.
Balloons.
There was the balloons, the big number one.
Number
We're
one.
working on it. And next time, help me set up the mics.
But yeah, in the future,
Press the record button.
let your fellow people know, your coworkers and stuff like that. Bring them to the meetings. We have another meeting coming up this week. Actually, I don't think this will be out in time. But the next event we're going to have is our poker night.
Yeah.
They're more than welcome. We'll come out with more information on that. But again, I'm planning to have monthly meetings. Bring them on. Hopefully we could get them to speak, be a guest speaker at our meetings to help other people out and get this going and everything like that. And
Yeah.
I'm very thankful for you. I love you guys. You guys are the best. Without you guys, I know this wouldn't be happening. And thank you guys.
Thank you, man.
Oh, thank
Appreciate
you guys
it.
for having me.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure. Good shit.
Oh shit! See the last? It turned off in the last. You can probably call yours there. It turned off in the last, man. I think I caught it all. Stop it right there.
Good stuff.
Yeah. It died. I was like, fuck. One more.
Okay, Julio, you're the one that said charge your phone.
I did. It died.
Bro. I got 54 minutes.
Yeah, well, you got the new phone.
Yeah, they say this shit's gonna last forever.
No, it saves it to the cloud. Oh, here it turns.